Bayad nga agahon from Diniwid, Barangay Balabag in Boracay Island in the Philippines. Hope everyone is having a good day. Just getting my day started here in Diniwid. I got my morning cup of coffee here. Still hot, still hot. I just made it from my Copico Blanca, my 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines. 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines. It's a mixture of coffee, cream, and sugar. And this one's the brand that I like because it's got a creamy taste. I like that it's so creamy, this Copico Blanca. Today the weather here has been great. I mean, didn't rain last night. Yesterday was sunny all day. It's amazing how it's supposed to be the rainy season already. Even my friends here in Boracay that are posting on their Facebook, the long-time residents here in Boracay, they are just amazed because we're already almost to the end of June. And normally we get more rain by this time of the year. So it's almost like an extended summer. So Dazzle and I, we really picked a good time to come to Boracay, you know. We knew that if we came here in June time, we knew we would probably get rain, but it hasn't been a lot of rain. So it's been amazing. We brought our jackets, we bought our umbrella. So it's like been a great time for us here in Boracay, and we still have time left. We still got, I think today, what day is today? I got to look on the 20th. We're here till the 30th, so we got 10 more days here in Boracay. But today, we're actually going to be going back home just for today. We decided to leave. Tomorrow is the anniversary, 1-year anniversary of the Canadian Beaver in Rojas City. That Philippines Life YouTube channel, Mike and Kat, they own the Canadian Beaver, and we wanted to be there for their 1-year anniversary. Michael invited me when we attended James and Karen's wedding adventures. James and Karen's YouTube adventures that when attended the wedding, Mike had told me, "Hey, Ginno, come to the 1-year anniversary." So I said, "Yes, I will come." So, I'm gonna go to the 1-year anniversary of the Canadian Beaver. So Dazzle and I, we decided, since it's tomorrow, we wanted to go back to our house today and bring back Chloe. I think we're gonna leave Chloe this time. When we come back to Boracay on Sunday, we're not gonna bring Chloe anymore. That way, Dazzle and I will still have about 9 days here in Boracay just to ourselves and not have to worry about Chloe, bringing her everywhere we go. So that's the plan today. After this live stream, once Dazzle wakes up, we actually packed up. I packed up my backpack already. So we're gonna head out. We're gonna head out to our house, and then tomorrow we're gonna drive to Rojas City. Good morning, Mary. 2 p.m. All right, 2 p.m. That's mid-afternoon in California. Glad you can make the live stream. Tomorrow when I do the live stream, I'll do it later. The only reason I'm doing the live stream this early here, since I've been here in Diniwid, the Wi-Fi here is a free Wi-Fi, so it's a shared Wi-Fi for all the people here that are staying on the Airbnb. So that's why I get up early, because later on the Wi-Fi signals gets weaker as more people log into the Wi-Fi, since it's shared Wi-Fi. Okay. I always have to read the comments now because I've noticed I'm seeing more inappropriate comments. So I'm gonna take my time now when I read the comments before I read it out loud, because I've been noticing that lately. It's unfortunate, there's people that do that, but it is what it is. It's That's how YouTube is sometimes. Dapple had, hey, Dapple, hello, hello. As far as the weather, no low pressure area, no tropic, nothing happening in the Philippine area of responsibility. So so even here in Boracay, we've been getting like amazing weather in Boracay, which is again surprising for this time of the year, because usually by this time of the year we're getting more rain in Aklan province and here in Boracay Island. But I did have some some topics that I will discuss this morning. I always try to have topics just in case no questions and answers for me. Usually I get a lot of questions, but as far as, the dollar, I noticed again, I checked the dollar last night before I went to bed. The dollar to exchange rate seems to have like an upward trajectory here again in the Philippines, because it had dropped. The last couple of months. It had dropped to like 54 pesos to $1. Now it's above 57. So that's a good thing for people that are retired here, people relying on dollars coming in from overseas, Filipino workers overseas. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Oh, Dazzle's awake. Dazzle's awake. Dazzle, I made Dazzle a moderator because today, like I said, we're gonna head back to our home. So I made Dazzle a moderator so she can get rid of some of these messages from people that are inappropriate. Raquel McCoy, howdy, Ginno. Hello. Thank you for getting on the live stream. But that's always makes people here happy. I know the people that are retired here in the Philippines, the people relying on dollars coming in from their family from overseas. People keep an eye on that dollar exchange rate here in the Philippines. It's a big deal for us because, like I said, just a couple of months ago, it was dropping like to 54 pesos. Now it's above 57.28 when I slept last night. That's, a 3 peso makes a difference for us because, like, if you can imagine, like, per $1,000, that's another 3,000 pesos, close to $60 a month for us. So for $2,000, that's double. That's $120. That buys a lot of groceries here in the Philippines when the dollar is climbing up. John Morris. Hey, John. Good morning. Hi. Hello. Thank you for. There's Dazzle. She's one of the moderators. I made that Dazzle said she wanted to be a moderator, so she's on the moderator now. John Morris, what's up? All right, what's up? What's up? All right. Ayad na gahon. Hey, good morning, HD. Thank you, HD, for being on the live stream. Appreciate you, my brother. Today I'm gonna talk more about a little bit about the watcher when being hospitalized here in the Philippines. It is required here, especially both private and public. You need a watcher here when you get admitted to the hospital. And I got a lot of questions from that, because I discussed it a little bit on the live stream the other day. So I'm going to discuss it more. Dazzle and I actually talked about it more because when mom got admitted to the hospital last year, Dazzle was mom's watcher. And that's important to have. I know many people come here to the Philippines on vacation. Some people move here. And that's one of the things they don't think about is having what's called a watcher when you get admitted to the hospital. Here in the Philippines, when you get admitted to a hospital, you are required to have a watcher. The watcher is kind of like would assist you with everything that you will need while you're admitted to the hospital. Because when you're admitted to the hospital here, chances are you're not going to be able to move around. Chances are you're going to be in your bed. Chances are you're probably going to have an IV in you. You don't want to be walking around the hospital with an IV in your arm. So what the watcher will do is take care of everything for you in the hospital. One of the main things would be your medicine. A lot of hospitals here in the Philippines, especially in the provinces, might not be a problem in the cities like Manila or Cebu City, but I know they still require you to have a watcher even at the big hospitals in Manila. Because here in the province, as far as your medication, the hospitals here don't carry a big supply of medication. You know, unlike in America or a developed country, when you get admitted to a hospital, that hospital has a big pharmacy, carries pretty much everything that you'll need. They prepare, like I've worked in hospitals for many years, and we had inventory. I mean, we had a medical supply in our hospitals. They deliver trucks of stuff, medication, supplies for the hospital. Here in the Philippines, the pharmacies a lot of times are very limited. A lot of times, especially here in the province, your pharmacies will just carry basic, pain Tylenol, or IV bags or basic antibiotics. The prescription drugs, they don't carry a big supply of it. So the watcher is really important because whatever the doctor prescribes while you are admitted, while you're in bed in the hospital, your watcher has to go get that medicine. And here in the Philippines, the number one place where people buy medicine is Mercury Drug. Mercury Drug is a big franchise pharmacy here in the Philippines. Pretty much, I cannot think of even small towns here in the Philippines will have a Mercury Drug. Or if not Mercury Drug, Watson's is being, most of the malls now have a Watson. But even in the tiniest of tiniest towns here, normally there would be like a mom and pop type pharmacy, because again, the hospitals don't carry a big inventory of medication. So your watcher will be the one going to get that medicine. And then if you're laid up in bed, chances are you're not going to be able to go to the ATM and get money. So that's the other thing the watcher can do for you. The watcher can go get money for you, because here in the Philippines, when you're admitted to the hospital, a lot of times, like everything is paid up front. Like if you need x-ray, you need lab work, you got to go to the cashier first and pay for that lab work or pay for that x-ray. Again, your watcher is going to be the one going to the cashier, paying for lab work, paying for x-ray. Unlike in a developed country, a lot of times you'll get admitted, you show your insurance card, they just bill you at the end. Here, because they know not everybody can pay, a lot of times it's pay up front, pay first for everything. And one of the biggest thing, because my mom, when she got admitted last year, Dazzle actually had to run to get blood for mom at the Red Cross. Again, because the hospital, St. Gabriel Hospital, that's a private hospital in Calibo. They do not carry blood in their. They might carry some blood, but not enough for all the patients. So Dazzle, as the watcher, was actually tasked to get the blood for mom. So what Dazzle had to do, the nurses at the nurses station actually gave Dazzle like a styrofoam cooler, and then told Dazzle get some ice. And Dazzle had to go to the Red Cross office in Calibo. She had to take a tricycle with her little cooler to go to the Red Cross office. And then when you get to the Red Cross office, when you're getting that blood for the patient mom, for the at the time, they will ask you. It's like we had to like find donors in order for them to give blood to Dazzle. I mean, they gave the blood to Dazzle, but Dazzle had to sign a piece of paper that we will find donors to replace that blood, because the Red Cross in Calibo easily can run out of blood, if there's not enough people donating. So we did, Dazzle texted a couple of our relatives in Catiglan, and they actually went to the Red Cross office in Calibo and donated blood. I mean, it would probably help if you donate your blood yourself, because when you donate blood here in the Philippines, they give you a Red Cross donor card. So that would probably help if you go to the Red Cross and you're tasked to get blood from them, that they know that you're a donor. So that, I'm sure that would help. That would help. That's why on Facebook, a lot of times when a foreigner or an expat gets admitted here to the hospital in the Philippines, you will see posts like, I belong to several groups. I belong to like retired military groups, retired military groups. And when one of us gets admitted to a hospital, you will see a post, Master Sergeant retired so-and-so got admitted at Angeles Foundation Hospital, Angeles City, needing blood. What that basically is saying is they need people to donate blood at the Red Cross so that that person can get blood at the hospital. Blood is always needed, of course. That's why, when during my service in the military, I donated blood a lot. That was part of the military. We always I now work at the hospital, so they made us donate blood, and I'm happy to donate my blood. Now I can't donate blood because I'm a recovering cancer patient. I've had chemotherapy and radiation therapy. I don't know how healthy my blood would be, but all the blood work says I'm healthy. But I have not donated blood since I was diagnosed with cancer. Ria Massey. All right. Hey, good morning, Ria. My good friend from Tennessee. Hi, Gina. I thought you guys were staying in Boracay for a month. Is Leanna starting school? Yes, we are staying. We are staying here in Boracay for a month. Today is 22nd day. We're on our 22nd day here in Boracay Island. Leanna started school Monday, this past Monday. Mom is staying with Leanna at our house, but we'll see her today because we plan on heading back today just for tonight. We'll sleep in the house tonight. Tomorrow night, we're gonna sleep in Roa City so we can attend the Canadian Beaver 1-year anniversary. That Philippines Life, that's their resto bar in Roa City. We're gonna celebrate with them, with Mike and Kat, and also meet up with James and Karen's Adventures, our friends from Balete, Aklan. They're gonna also attend the anniversary, 1-year anniversary of the Canadian Beaver. So, but after that, the following day, we'll be back here again in Boracay. This Airbnb that Dazzle and I are staying here in Boracay, in Diniwid, in Barangay Balabag, Diniwid Beach. We rented this for 1 month. That's why we're here for a month. We've just been having an amazing time. We're doing so many things here in Boracay. Stuff that, for all these years, things that we haven't done. Like pickleball. We played pickleball again. Last night we played pickleball. We really like it, pickleball. We're really enjoying pickleball. That's like we've been going so much now at the City Mall Boracay. And I checked online. They actually have a pickleball court in Calibo. I'm looking at it online. It looks like they only have one, but they also look like they're playing pickleball on the beach. So that's kind of interesting. I've never, we tried pickleball here, but I've never played pickleball on the beach. So that'd be kind of fun to do too. So when we get back to Calibo, I'll check into pickleball and at least do a video to show that they also have pickleball in Calibo. It's fun. I mean, we've been enjoying playing pickleball. We played with our friend Rufo. Rufo works here at the Ambassador Hotel here in Boracay. He was our classmate when we were in college for 4 years, one of our classmates. So it was nice seeing Rufo. He hanged out with us, played pickleball with Dazzle and I for about an hour. Had a good time. Always good to see our classmates from college. We graduated in 2016. We were all bachelors of science in information technology, and a lot of our classmates, I would say more than half, don't live in Aklan province anymore because they have to find work, and most of the work are in Manila, in Cebu City, in Iloilo. So not much work here in our province of Aklan, because here in our province of Aklan, it's focused on tourism. So it's hard to get an IT job here. Now Rufo, he works IT for Ambassador Hotel. He says he does everything, CCTV, computers, everything they make him do. But that's part of the gig here. I told him that's how it works. But I know our classmates that went on to programming, went on to become virtual assistants. Virtual assistant is like big here in the Philippines. I'm finding out, a lot of our classmates in college, people we know in college that did IT, that's what they're doing. They're online, working online, supporting, supporting businesses abroad while working here in the Philippines. That whole digital nomad is not just for digital nomads coming from abroad here to work here in the Philippines. It's also Filipinos here that are pretty good at that stuff, and they're doing that, becoming a virtual assistant, making good money, getting paid in dollars, because I have a couple of friends, they actually have credit cards in dollars that they're getting dollars from overseas. Hi HD, I'm early today. Thank you for your help, HD. Oh, thank you. Thanks, babe. Good morning, Ginno. Hey, John, malikbayan ka, John. Good morning, HD. Wow. Good morning, Dazzle. I know she's awake. Dazzle's awake. Because after this live stream, Dazzle and I we're headed home for tonight, just for tonight, because we thought about it. We didn't want to head tomorrow to our house, then go to Roa City, kind of break it that way. It's not so tiring because we have Chloe with us. So when we have to ride the public transportation from Katiklan, Aklan to our house, it's only about an hour. But traveling with the dog carrier, backpacks, it's like we wanted to get home, and plus we got to do laundry. We got a lot of laundry, so we'll do laundry at home. Hopefully it'll be dry today. Hopefully we get a sunny day today, and then tomorrow head to the Canadian Beaver. Have fun at the Canadian Beaver. I'm sure it's gonna be a great time. Michael had mentioned he had a live band planned. He's got a menu, special menu planned. So, and seeing friends is always fun. That's gonna be a good time at the Canadian Beaver tomorrow night. Southern Cal Benny, hello Ginno, how are you doing? It's getting hot. I remember now, Palmdale, man. I lived in Victorville, California for 3.5 years. So I know it gets hot. It gets hot in the high desert, man. It was 100 yesterday. And plus in the high desert, I remember Southern Cal Benny, it's windy too. It's not just the heat, it's the wind. And then that wind is hot on your face, hot on your skin, and then it blows sand. It blows sand and the dust. I remember I could never get my car clean because I didn't have a garage at the time. When I lived there in Victorville, I had to park my car outside, and it always was dusty, man. I sent some money to the Philippines yesterday before Remitly, and their rate was a paltry 54. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, Southern Calbany. That's how they get you. Remitly, Zoom, all those companies. They'll advertise like a free transfer, no fee, but they kill you on the exchange rate. That's why me here in the Philippines, what I do, I carried a box of checks, like from my checking account in the United States when I left. This was 2011. I still have, more than half of the box. I haven't even, and what I do is that's how I move money here in the Philippines. I have a dollar account here in the Philippines, and I write them a check and deposit the check. And then I have several accounts, dollar and peso account, and I just move it around. But that's my main mode of transferring money in the Philippines, because when you transfer using those companies, now I have an account with them in case of emergency, in case that I have to I need the transfer really quick. But I haven't had that need. I've been able to save enough money here to where we have money in several bank accounts here in the Philippines. But yes, they kill you on the exchange rate when you use Remitly, Zoom, those money transfer from the US. That's how they make their money. That's how they make their money. You're up unusually early. Your presence in this life is more than welcome. Ooh, Dazzle's having fun hiding people's comments. She said she was gonna put the hammer on people, HD, because Dazzle didn't appreciate some of the some of the things on the live stream yesterday. She looked at them and she said, some weren't really kind people. So she said, I'm gonna put a hammer on them, babe. Dazzle's always watching out for me. Dazzle's the one that always takes care of me. That's why she's my ride or die. We always kind of our priority always has been each other. That's why this is almost kind of like a second honeymoon for us, a getaway. And now that we've done it, almost done with this 30 days, Dazzle and I were actually talking. We're gonna start doing this more, at least every 6 months. Every 6 months, we'll spend a month here in Boracay, just the two of us and Chloe. That way, we don't forget that the priority is always us. We help family, of course. We help Leanna. We help mom. We help, I'm always willing to help people, but, it's still us that, we don't want to lose that. We don't want to, we've seen how, I'm sure you've seen it also, couples on YouTube that are splitting up. I've seen too many, within the past year. And I don't want that to happen to Dazzle and I. That's why I told Dazzle, I'm okay with doing YouTube by myself, these live streams by myself. And the videos I'll make more just me filming, showing you guys the Philippines. I'm gonna try to shield Dazzle and Leanna. They're gonna do something. Dazzle and mom has this thing planned for cooking show on our YouTube channel, but it's gonna be for members only. They will film it, we'll upload it, members only, just because, Dazzle's sensitive, man. Me, man, you can tell me anything. You can I'm military, 20 years in the military, nothing you can say to me that's gonna bother me, especially just online, just somebody typing like a keyboard warrior. That's not gonna hurt me as long as it's not like a physical attack on me. That to me that's nothing. That's just words. But Dazzle, she gets hurt. She gets hurt when people say negative comments about her. So I told her, no need for you to. I'm gonna shield them from that from now on. I can do YouTube, pretty much by myself. Once in a while, you'll see them in the videos, of course, because just on the back, if they're walking, if they're close, like yeah, like the other day, Dazzle and I went to the Kneewood Beach. Dazzle went swimming. Chloe went swimming in the ocean, so I filmed that. So that's an upcoming video. But I'll try. I'm protective when it comes to Dazzle, Leanna, my family. I'm protective. It's like I don't want anything, hearing anything negative about them, and I'm sure you can understand that. It's like for me, you can tell me anything. You can say bad things. You can, tell me that I'm no good, and I can take that. But it doesn't sound good when it's like family members, when people attack your family members. Marcus, hey, my friend from Germany. Hello, hello, Marcus. Hello, Marcus. You're really awake before? Yeah, she is. But the reason she woke up was she said she was gonna drop the hammer on some of these people making negative comments, and then we're packing up. I'm sure she's packing up inside to head home. We got a lot of laundry to wash, man. Edgar Dean. So hopefully nothing happens to you when you first get to the Philippines, because you need to really trust your watcher to deal with your payments. Exactly, exactly, Edgar. That's why I've made a video about a watcher. I kind of like tell people about it, spread the word, because a lot of people don't know about it, until they go to the hospital, and then you're like, man, if you don't have a watcher. Us, like I know us veterans, we're military veterans. A lot of us, we kind of watch out for each other, Edgar. Like when we go to an area, like I know if you go to Dumaguete City, if you go to Angeles City, Subic, areas where there's a lot of military veterans, U.S. veterans, not hard to find a watcher, because we kind of like watch each other. Usually there's a VFW 2485 in Angeles City is one. You can, if you're a veteran, you just go there and then you hook up with people. Then and we just watch out for each other. That's why I think it's important. When you get here, sometimes people say, well, I don't want to be around expats. That's why I'm getting out of my country. I don't want to deal with them. I just want to deal with Filipinos. There's good and bad when you do that. You still, to me anyway, my opinion, you still need that connection with people on your own home country, or where you're from. You need that communication, because I've seen people now, when they isolate themselves like that, they get lonely here. They get, because you need that banter, that day-to-day conversation with your own kind, like an American, or Canadian, that you can talk. Because if you surround yourself just with the locals, just with Filipinos, you're gonna miss that conversation, in my opinion. Because what's gonna happen is like Filipinos are not gonna understand your sarcasm, your things that you want to discuss. They're not going to understand it because they can't relate to you. The culture here is different. And some will struggle with English. Filipinos, they try to learn English, but it's not their native tongue. It's not they didn't grow up speaking English, so they will struggle, especially if they're talking to a foreigner. They actually say that here. They say, when they tell, there's some people are afraid to talk to a foreigner, because it's like they don't want to get a nosebleed, because like foreigners, we don't think about it. Like I think of myself a foreigner just because I am Philippine American. I mean, I talk fast in English. And that's the thing. We talk fast in English when we're talking. It's like if you talk to a Filipino, you gotta kind of like slow it down a little bit so they can understand it. And then if you throw slang in there, that they've never heard, they're gonna struggle understanding you. But to me, it's not. To me, it's not hard to find a watcher, just because if you agree, let's just, you like I've done on the videos before, Edgar. I tell people it's good to find a sponsor in the Philippines. Go on the Facebook groups. Like if you're thinking of going to, let's say you're thinking of going to Dumaguete City or Cebu City, man, there's a ton of expats in those areas. go in the groups. I know some of those people in those groups could be like challenging to deal with, but normally you will find somebody there. You can find the good guys that would be willing to like sponsor you, show you the ropes, and when you get to the place, at least guide you through the process on getting settled here. Most of my friends that have come here, Frederick, he's in Iloilo City now, Robbie in Moabwal, Cebu. When they got here, they met other expats and they befriended expats that guided them. It's like you meet good people here. You just got to be careful. Like, same thing with me with our YouTube. I'm careful when I meet people too. It's like I kind of like get a sense on how the individual is first that I'm dealing with before I start a friendship, because not everybody's the same. There's like, again, there's people that are kind, there's people that are not kind. You just got to be careful. But yes, it's important. You need to find somebody that you can trust. And that wouldn't be hard anyway, once you get here, Edgar, because you would have people that like even my friend Frederick in Iloilo City. He didn't have he's from Miami, never been to the Philippines, never been outside of the United States, but he's got Filipino friends now. Filipinos are some of the most kind and hospitable people. He gets welcomed to their home for dinner, things like that. So, if you're kind and you're a good person, you attract the same type of people. But if you're like kind of mean and you're not a nice person, yeah, you might have a hard time meeting good people in the Philippines. Mary, we're in Southern Albany. I'm in Lancaster. Yeah, I know. You're my high desert people, Mary, in Southern Albany. I use Western Union to send dollars to Manila. I will check the exchange rate. Maybe less than 54. Yeah, like here, even here in the Philippines, like for me, the banks, if it's 57.28, I'll be happy if I get like a 57 or maybe 56.75. You'll never get that, like the published rate. But I just have found that the best way for me to like move my dollars is deposit that check in my dollar account here, because what I do is after I deposit it, it takes them like 30 days to clear it. It actually costs me money to deposit that check. I'm like, that's never happened in my life before I come to the Philippines. One of those things that you learn here. When I deposit the check, they charge me like $5 to deposit the check. To deposit my own check in my own account. Never heard of that before in the US. Depositing money and I'm paying. But because it takes them 30 days to clear, that's the processing fee, I guess. But what's nice is when it's cleared after 30 days, I can withdraw dollars. I can actually have $100 bills, crisp $100 bills. And that, if I take that to like a money exchange here in the Philippines, if the exchange rate is 57.28, if I take that $100 bill, I can get close. I'll get over 57. Sometimes even higher. I'm like amazed sometimes. Oh, you're giving me higher than the exchange rate? Because they love that crisp $100 bill. I mean, it's got to be perfect. When I get it from the bank, I'm checking that thing, man. I'm like, if there's a band, if there's a written, something on it, it has to be like crisp, brand new $100 bills. And you will get a good exchange rate here in the Philippines. Marcus, good morning. Good morning, Marcus, my good friend in Germany. You can view people's old messages if they are respected by clicking on the name and click channel activity. It's one of the ways to verify or vouch in the chatter. Oh, thank you, HD. Hey, you're OJT. You're giving a Dazzle on the job training. Mary Ray, Western Union offers a little bit more, however, they charge a fee. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Southern Albany, they trick you. These companies, they're business. They're business, Southern Albany. It's kind of like they trick you. They'll say no fee, but they kill you in exchange rate. or there's a fee, but they're higher exchange rate, So you gotta do comparison, because I know like for every $1,000 that you move to the Philippines, depending on what company you use, they are charging you significant fees or hidden charges. It could be up to like $30, $40 per transaction. And if you're doing that every month, man, that's to me anyway, my opinion, you're kind of throwing money, you're like giving away money there. I'm kind of frugal, I'm frugal, man. I don't like losing money that way. I'll do everything I can to like get the best exchange rate, even if it takes time. And I've learned that I've been here 14 years now in the Philippines, so I know how to manage that. Different people, different ways on how they move money. Some people, oh, it's only $25, $30, no big deal. But for somebody like me, I'm frugal. I watch my money. $30 per month transfer fee. That's $360 a year. I could do a lot of things with $360. So, Red Bread, hi all, God bless, hey, God bless, Red Bread. Thank you for being on the live stream. Balikbayan guy, my friend John. Ginno, question: if I'm staying in the Philippines on Balikbayan, it's not a visa now. It's called Balikbayan privilege. But people call it Balikbayan visa. No worries, John. All right, the light came out, but I got my Dazzle's gift, my Father's Day gift here, my light. Do I have same benefits for PhilHealth? Okay, for PhilHealth, it really is just the fee. I mean, the difference, because if you're balikbayan, you would have you had a birth certificate, you're Filipino. So your fee as far as PhilHealth would be like me. I'm dual citizen. I have a Filipino birth certificate. So my fee with PhilHealth was 400 pesos a month, or 4,800 pesos a year. Less than $100 for my fee with PhilHealth. An expat that's not a Filipino citizen, PhilHealth charges them 17,000 pesos. Big difference. Like over three times. So you do have a privilege. You have not only the balikbayan privilege as far as you're staying in the Philippines for a year at a time without no fees. That's like awesome. The balikbayan is privilege is awesome, because no fees, nothing to pay for a year, and then all you gotta do is like you can just exit the Philippines. You can even extend that balikbayan privilege when they give you that 1 year balikbayan privilege. But that would be your advantage with the PhilHealth. Your fees a lot less, 4,800 pesos a year for a balikbayan on PhilHealth. Red Bread, Raquel McCoy. I use World Remit. They have a higher rate, plus 99 cents for bank transfer. If cash pickup, their fee is only 3. I've been pleased. All right, thank you for sharing that, Raquel. Thank you for sharing that. I'll have to take a photo of that, because I always check on these things, because I do comparison. I try to do comparison. That way when people ask me, I can give them the different rates. I actually had an Excel spreadsheet at one time. I gotta look for that Excel spreadsheet, comparing the different companies that do money transfer. They're hard to keep track, because they'll change. You have to really stay on top of their websites. That's why I hadn't updated that Excel spreadsheet. Plus now I'm getting more busy. I'm getting more busy with our channel. I don't have as much time like I used to. That's good morning. Thank you. Just wanted to look out for Ginno, just in case. Thank you. Thanks, babe. That's why I love Dazzle, because Dazzle always, You guys just don't know how Dazzle takes care of me. Even like when we're in the grocery and I'm like carrying the grocery bags, Dazzle don't want me to carry grocery bags because I still don't have my full strength, for my treatment. So before Dazzle heard that I'm not supposed to do strenuous activity or lifting or anything like that. So she's always like carrying all stuff for me. But I can do more now, but of course Dazzle's like overprotective. And I understand that. I understand that. Raquel, hello Dazzle, Gypsy, Ginno, are there any decent gyms in Boracay? I saw one on the main road coming from coming. I'll have to look at the name. There's several gyms here, but like a lot of gyms in the Philippines, in the province anyway. I know in Manila or Cebu, no problem. They'll have like Planet Fitness type treadmills and elliptical AC. But in an island like Boracay, the gyms here, a lot of them won't be air conditioned. Air conditioning, is one of those things like in Boracay. Even the restaurants, it's like you will find out when you come to Boracay. I would say more than half of the restaurants here don't have AC because it's the fresh air. Front beach is where the restaurants are. They like that outdoor seating, open air, because part of the breeze from the ocean and all that. And then the businesses save electricity because electricity is not cheap in the Philippines. And if you're running a business, running AC on the business, that could be an extra, lots of thousands of pesos a month. But as far as the gym, I saw one on the main road. I was coming. I'll look up the name. I'll try to remember on the next live stream. I'll bring it up. But I saw one I was coming from D Mall, headed to a City Mall. It was like upstairs. I can tell it was air conditioned because they had glass on it on the outside. And I could see people running on the treadmill. So I usually can tell, those are the good gyms here. But I haven't been inside. So I'll probably have to check it inside to even recommend it. But most of the gym, that you're going to see in Boracay, they're not going to be your Gold's Gym or, Planet Fitness type. Most of them it's going to be hot in there, equipment's kind of old, it's like you'll be lucky if they have a treadmill in there. Just enough to get your workout, enough to get your workout. They haven't built one. Now, if you live at Boracay Nucos, I know Boracay Nucos, that community, I know they have a good gym there. Even at the condos themselves, they have a swimming pool and gym. When would not surprise me if they built a gym there because Boracay Nucos is kind of like those what they're setting up here in Boracay Nucos is the same thing that they have set up in BGC, same thing they have set up in Iloilo City, the Mega World. They're kind of creating a whole community, like a bubble, where you're almost like everything's like top notch, everything's like modern and all that. The like, sir. Richard Sarno. Thank you for the like. Appreciate that, Richard. Hey, Daniel, I saw a message retracted. I saw Daniel. Hey, Daniel, I was gonna say, man, thank you so much. That was so kind, Daniel. My good friend from Jacksonville, Florida. He sent us a buy me coffee for Dazzle and I. He said, go out on the Vegas style buffet. We haven't gone yet, Daniel. We're saving it. We're saving that. But for sure, when we come back Sunday, we're going to plan. We still have about 8 days when we come back Sunday. That's going to be our treat to your treat, treating us to that Vegas style buffet. The best one, I'm checking it online. The best one so far that I'm seeing here in Boracay, the Henan, they do a lot of buffets. There's several, but the best buffet, Vegas style buffet, I'm seeing online is Mandarin Bay on White Beach, because they have prime rib. I think they're the only one that has a buffet that has a prime rib on it. So I have not eaten prime rib in so long. I think the last time I was in the US, that was like over 14 years ago, the last time I ate prime rib. So thank you so much, Daniel. It's like so kind of you to treat Dazzle and I to that buffet, Vegas style buffet here in Boracay. And we'll do that. I'll take pictures. I'll send it to you, Daniel. We might even do a video if I can, because sometimes on those videos that I do with food and grocery, a lot of times I'm just doing it with my phone because I know I would get that tap like you're not supposed to do that. But me, I always just kind of film. I'll wait till I get the tap and then, oh, my bad, I didn't know, But again, Daniel, thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate you. Richard Sarno. Thank you, Richard Sarno. Okay, salamat po from John's. All right. Daniel, there you go. Perhaps 2 to 3 times a year, the military expats should have a blood day. Actually, Daniel, like the communities where expats are Dumaguete City, Angeles City, Subic. I know for sure, like in Angeles City and then Subic, and even in Cavite, there's a big military retiree group. They have RAO, Retire Activities Office. My friend Dio is very active in the one in Cavite and in Manila. They do. I mean, not just twice or 3 times on the blood drive. They're monthly blood drives. They're doing blood drives. They're, man, you know how we are, man, as veterans, as military people in the United States. They trained us right. They taught us right. They taught us how to serve people. They taught us how not to be selfish. To that's just how we are. That's why we're brothers. It's like, when military guys, when we get together, doesn't matter if you're Navy, Army, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, doesn't matter. We are all brothers because the military taught us that we're, for life, we're brothers for life. Jimmy, I see like running and cycling. Yeah, man, here in Boracay, if you come here, you're gonna get a good workout here in Boracay because one thing I know, I've done several videos now, and I lived here before. I lived for 18 months here, 2011 and 2012. Boracay is not flat. That's one thing. If you come to Boracay, the beach might be flat, and you're gonna do a lot of walking on the beach too because Front Beach, White Beach, where everybody walks, shops, eats, that's like 4 kilometers of beach front that, people want to go from end to end. People want to see everything, do a lot of walking here. And then when it's summer, it's hot here. But I was going to say, like in the main road, if you're going from Barangay Manok-Manok, Barangay Balabag, Barangay Yapa, a lot of hills, and not like light hills. I mean, steady climb. You're gonna be like walking up hills. But what's so nice is they have sidewalks on all of them. They have brick sidewalks. Like when I filmed that video from Diniwid here all the way to Puka Beach, that used to be, there was no sidewalk on that road. About 3 kilometers from here, from Diniwid to Puka Beach, sidewalks all the way. It's so nice that they have that, because if you're an adventurer, if you like walking uphill, man, it's a challenge, but you can enjoy that here. Yeah, a lot of hiking that you can do here in Boracay. Mount Luho, you can hike up Mount Luho. There's a road there, cement road. You don't have to traverse through a jungle or anything. Then when you get on top of Mount Luho, there's an observatory there where you can see a 360-degree view of the island. But if you don't want to walk it, the e-trike can get you up there, man. Those e-trike, they amaze me because they got a little power on those e-trike because of all the hills here, even to Mount Luho. They can take you up there on the e-trike. Those golf cart e-trikes, and they can put 6-8 passengers on those e-trikes. So you can rent them. You can rent the e-trike for 500 pesos private for 1 hour. So you can just you can rent them for 3 hours, 1,500 pesos, about that's like $30, about $30, and you got the driver, a personal driver on the e-trike for 3 hours, and you can put 6 people on the e-trike, 6 to 8 people, and travel the whole island. So you can see, that's usually the best way, easiest way anyway, to see, get a land tour with a private e-trike, get a land tour in Boracay. That way you're not just seeing White Beach, where White Beach is where everybody goes. It's like kind of like the Waikiki of Boracay. All the shops, all the restaurants, the big hotels are on White Beach. But I think you're missing out if you don't go to like Puka. Puka to me is kind of like the North Shore, the North Shore of Hawaii. It's like no buildings. Well, they are building one resort right at the entrance, but right on the beach, no building, no permanent structure right on the beach, on Puka Beach. It's all like light material, like wood. You'll have a sari-sari store on the beach, bamboo and nipa. But they are building. I did saw that on my video for Puka Beach. On the entrance, they're building like a massive resort. I'm looking like, I saw like 4 buildings that they're building, 6 floors each. So man, that's gonna be at least 50 to 100 rooms right there. So right on Puka Beach. But that's the only structure there that you'll see it in Puka Beach or Barangay Yapak. Coffee gummy, all right. Balik bayan guy, John. Hey, thank you. That's so kind. John. Appreciate you, my friend. And meet at Red Cross to donate blood. Hey, man, they do a lot of blood drives here, even for not just expats, foreigners, even the Filipinos. Because we have a friend that works at Asia Pacific Medical Center in Calibo, and she's always posting like she's donating blood. Employees are, because that's just how it is. We need people to donate blood. Because it's an important asset to have. It's like more. You can never have enough blood. Because all the accidents, all people needing blood, man. Jimmy Brown and that's all cool flags, man. Thank you. Hey, red bread. The Terminator. That's always the Terminator too. I think I'm excited to see Mom and Leanna. Oh yeah, me too, babe. I'm excited. I mean, we video chat with Leanna and Mom all the time, but it's one thing, we do miss them. It's been a nice break for Dazzle and I, nice second honeymoon kind of, but we do miss Mom and Leanna because they're fun. They're fun to be around. It's never not fun in the house with those two because we always laugh. We have a lot of laughs hanging out all the time. Good JB Manalang. All right, thank you. Good morning. Tim, for 3 weeks, I've heard. Actually, for me, man, usually I bank with PNB, Philippine National Bank. It takes them 30 days, But for me, when I do it, everything I do is like in advance. It's not like when I deposit it, I need the money. I just kind of play, I've been here 14 years, so I know how to maneuver. But I always have money in several accounts. The reason for that is the ATMs here sometimes don't work. So I bank with PNB and Banco de Oro. I have accounts there. And Dazzle banks with Metro Bank. So we have 3 ATM cards. So if you figure one of them's got to work, in Calibo, because here in the Philippines, that's one thing you're going to find out. The weekend, especially like Saturday, Sunday, ATMs run out of money. You usually like Friday, especially like on the 1st of the month and the 15th, when people get paid, Friday, people are withdrawing money or on payday. But in our province anyway, I can't say for Manila and all that because I know they're way more advanced than us. But like a lot of times on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, all the banks in Calibo or even in Boracay will have the sign that says offline. And the offline sign basically means it's out of money. Whoever like loads the money on those ATMs ran out of money. And that's very common in the Philippines. That's why it's good to have like couple of ATMs with different banks here. That way, and then just plan, plan ahead. And one thing I've learned to avoid that, running out of money, Gcash. Gcash is like awesome because like it's on your phone. Gcash is on your phone. They now have places everywhere. It's called Gcash, cash in, cash out. So your phone actually works like an ATM almost, because here in Boracay, I can go to a sari-sari store and load my phone. You don't want to load a lot, just because I heard there's scams and people like siphoning. I've never had problem with Gcash. I've been using Gcash since the pandemic. I think before the pandemic, I was one of the very first people because, I'm pretty tech savvy. I took IT, so I'm careful with like when I get messages I don't know, I just delete them. I don't open messages. Those scams with the OTP, all that. I delete those. But my Gcash, I can go to the Sari Sari store. There's one near City Mall, and I can load my Gcash. Like I can go there, load it 5,000 pesos or 6,000 pesos, $100. I go, ate, I need load. I give them the cash. They transfer the money to my Gcash. Now my Gcash on the phone, I can pretty much pay anything on it. I can go to the Sari Sari store and pay the Sari Sari store. I can load my phone with it. I can pay my electric bill with it. I can pay my cable bill with it. I can eat at Jollibee and pay with it. So to me, the Gcash is kind of like a backup ATM. That way, I always keep money on my Gcash. That way, if the ATMs don't work, if I go to ATM, oh man, it's offline. I can't get money. I have Gcash. I can go to a restaurant and eat. Here in Boracay, you will not find a restaurant here in Boracay that doesn't take Gcash. That is how Gcash is now being used because you can even go to the restaurant and in front they'll have like the QR code for the restaurant. So all you do is you do it on your phone, you get the QR code, you send them the money, and that's how you pay your bill. So and to me it's safe, because my phone, you got password on your phone, you got password for your Gcash, it's just another way to access your money. Like I advise people, the more ways you can access your money, the better. Even your accounts in the US, it's like if I was leaving the United States right now, my first goal would be like open 2 bank accounts because people are saying like some US banks are closing their accounts. So have 2 bank accounts and then open, Zoom, Remitly, open as many ways as you can transfer money from the US to the Philippines if you plan on staying here long term. Just don't have that one bank or one option to get your money from the US because if something happens and you can't access your money, that's like a problem. That could be a problem if you can't access your money. Me, I've found ways to access money a lot of ways, move around money here in the Philippines too. Edgar, we need to figure out how to sample Dazzle Mom's cooking after watching their cooking videos. Hey man, if you come to the Philippines, I'm sure they won't mind cooking for you. Mom and Dazzle are really friendly. They're good people. Both of them are good people. And I know they're gonna have fun with their planned cooking show. I know they're gonna have a fun with doing that. Because we're not, again, we're gonna do it for members only. Because our members, we only have a few members, but they're kind. They're not gonna get hammered by people criticizing them. Sarah Connor, the Terminator, Sarah Connor. Why would anyone try to hurt you, bro? You are such a kind man and sweet family. I hope. Thank you so much, Fred. I appreciate the kind words. It's unfortunate because and I understand it. It's like no matter how positive message, helpful you are, there's gonna be people that that's gonna uh, say negative things and wish you not good things. And but it's part of YouTube. I see it with everybody other channel. Denzel tells me because we're getting more subscribers, we're getting more views. So you attract more eyes on you, and people. There's just people that want to knock people down. No matter how like me, I've always said, oh, all I want to do is do good and be good. So when it's my time, I can be judged correctly. Or I have a chance of having a good chance of making it. But there's just gonna be people on YouTube that's and it's not just me. It's all the other YouTubers go through it too. That's why Dazzle and I. That's why I told Dazzle I decided to like keep her out of the YouTube because she's very sensitive. Dazzle, she acts tough. She acts tough, but like she gets one comment sometimes, and it makes her sad, and I don't want that. I don't want that for her. Is it Gino or is it Gino? It's double N, Southern Cal. I don't know what my mom did. And it's my real name, Ginno. I don't know where my mom got that name, but people always like, spell it like Gino, Geno, I don't care. It's like, as long as you call me Gino, I'm cool. I'm cool. Some people call me G. That's another nickname. People they just call me Bro G, Brother G. It's like it's all good. It's all good. Ria, you're doing an amazing job prioritizing your marriage. Remember, a strong relationship takes effort and dedication. Staying connected with each other is essential. Okay. I understand. That's what I'm saying. And that's always, that's all. And that's why we've had a good marriage. We've been married 9 years now, going on 10 years come April. We've always prioritized each other. Dazzle likes it that she's number one. She'll always be number one in my heart. She's the priority over everyone else. Yeah, she likes that. Good morning, good morning. Any VFW or DAB near you, near us? Here in Aklan province, there is no, not enough veterans here in Aklan province. I'll have to check in Iloilo. Maybe I know Iloilo City at one time, they tried to have a retired activities office, but it's not very active, I looked on the Facebook page. They actually have like a retired activities office, Iloilo, but it's not active. It's just not enough. And I know in Aklan, not enough in Aklan. Even in Kalibo, not enough veterans. There's only like a sprinkle of us that are United States military here in Aklan. Good morning, Dazzle. All right. Did you do any fishing while you were there? No, but Dazzle, she looked online on the Facebook, Rev Fred, and she saw that looks like Loola's fish farm is open. So maybe even today, and when we get back, if we have time, mom is also, she loves fishing too. She's like, I think that's where Dazzle gets it, the fishing, mom. So. Maybe this afternoon, Mom and Dazzle will go fishing at Loola's fish farm. But I did see on that one video I did on Puka Beach, Daniel even noticed it. I haven't responded to the comment, Daniel, but Daniel even noticed it. There's a guy on Puka Beach. He's doing surf fishing right on the surf. He's like casting rod and reel, Rev Fred, and he caught. I mean, he had a little cooler. I'm not good at identifying fish, but he had at least 6 fish in there, good size too, at least 6 inches and kind of fat, kind of fat fish, a long silver-looking fish. And I was like, oh man, Kuya's catching a lot of fish here. And he was just walking the surf like about waist deep, and he was like casting, and he was catching him. He was catching him on Puka Beach. because here in the Philippines, there is no fishing license required here. As long as it's like open water, open river, you can fish it, you know. Maybe not on White Beach, because White Beach is the tourist area. So many rules there. But like that, like Puka Beach, Diniwid, nobody's gonna say anything to you. Like in the other, White Beach is kind of just like, because of the tourists, you know, they're so strict there. Like even Chloe, we can't take Chloe to walk her on the beach, let alone swim on White Beach. We'll get probably fined by beach police on White Beach. But you know, the other day, Dazzle, Chloe, and I, we went swimming on Diniwid Beach. Chloe, she's in the water swimming on Diniwid Beach. I even filmed it, so you'll see that. You'll see Chloe swimming on Diniwid Beach. But maybe this afternoon, Rev Fred, maybe this afternoon, they're gonna be fishing for tilapia and milkfish, bangus, bangus. Good morning, good. Done watch your video host. Hello all. Hey, all right, Richard. Thank you for joining the live stream, my friend. Good morning, JB Manalang. Dazzle, hello and good morning. Happy you're here. All right. D Lives Journey. Hello, everyone. Hey, D's Live. I answered your question about that. The transportation here in Boracay. The way it works, like I explained on the comment, so our live stream here people will know. In Boracay, they have two ways where you can take public transportation here. Either by e-trike, more and more e-trikes. I mean, when they started, they didn't have many e-trikes. Now they're like everywhere here. Even the police uses e-trike now. Even the barangay tanod have their own e-trikes now. And then multi-cab. They still have those old gas power multi-cab, but I think eventually they're gonna phase those out because they're going green here. They want everything electric. So the way the e-trike and also the way the multi-cab works is they kind of work like a regular jeepney here in the Philippines. If you've ridden a jeepney like in the city here or in Calibo, usually the driver, the jeepney, same thing with the e-trike or multi-cab, they know it's amazing how there's a lot of passengers, but they know, they got the mirror they're looking at. When they know when they pick up a passenger, when the passenger comes on the jeepney and when they drop them off. Depending on the distance is how much they charge you on the jeepney. Same thing with the e-trike. Like from Cagban Port is where when you land from Caticlan to Boracay, Cagban Port, that's your first stepping on the foot of Boracay. From there, usually everybody goes to D Mall. D Mall is kind of like the main mall, and then several hotels come off D Mall. So that's usually the drop-off point. From Cagban Port to D Mall, the multi-cab and the e-trike will charge you 30 pesos, 50 US cents. But that's for a regular ride. A regular ride is like a jeepney where you sit there, you pay your 30 pesos, or when you get off, you pay your 30 pesos, but you're gonna be sitting with other passengers that you don't know. It's kind of like the hop on, hop off bus, So you're sitting with people carrying luggage, whatever, how you can squeeze in there. But you can get also a private ride where you can rent the whole e-trike for yourself. Like if you have a lot of luggage, if you got like 2 luggage, backpack, you might want to just rent the e-trike on your own. That way he's not going to take passengers. If it's a private ride from Cagban Port to D Mall, and that's only about a 3-kilometer ride. It's not even a long ride from Cagban Port to D Mall. You'll pay 150 pesos instead of 30. So, the 5 times. You'll pay 5 times, but it's a private. On the e-trike, the regular one, they'll stop at every stop. Like, when they pick you up at Cagban, they could be like, after a kilometer, the person say, sa lugar lang nong, they'll say, sa lugar lang nong. So the driver's got to stop, unload a passenger. Or if they see another passenger, they'll pick up another passenger. So it takes you longer. It takes you longer on the regular ride. Western exchange 58 pesos. Wow, wow, that's a high exchange rate. Reverend, no, not yet. I'll bring my rod and reel next time. I miss fishing already at Laola's Fish Farm. We'll try later today if they're open. If they're open. Specifically small exchange. They are very picky and reject even the smallest imperfections on bank. Oh yes, yes. And then if you have like $100 bill, you get a higher rate. If you have a $20 bill, you'll get a lower rate. Even anywhere, even here in Boracay, when you go to the money exchange, the lower the bill, the less I guess it's worth to them to exchange. So if you might get like 56 exchange a $100 bill. If it's a $20 bill, they'll give you 54, less. And then like JB was saying, man, your $100 bill better be like coming off the press, like mint condition, any imperfection, somebody wrote on the money. Because I don't know why people do that, but sometimes you look at the $100 bill. Why would somebody write, it's defacing the money? And I'm sure it's illegal to write on the money, but if they see something written on the money, they're not going to take it, Very, very particular here when it comes to dollars. 2D, hey, 2D, all right. Man, I got your pictures of those bears. Man, Mama Bear look big, man. Shane, yesterday he had an adventure looking for baby bears and then Mama Bear on the road there. Look, like you said, Shane told me, it looked like 500 pounds. It's a big Mama Bear. Thank you for those pictures, Shane. I really appreciate it. I love those, and I gotta send you. I'm not sure if I send you this clip, man. That I filmed it. We were at Lake Town. It's a Boracay wetland. It's right across D Mall. There used to be a lake there. It's still there. They call it Boracay wetland now. It's a little lake, and on the edges of the lake, Dazzle, she's been seeing this white rat, a white rat. But I haven't been able to film the white rat. But the other day, there's this mouse or a rat, small rat mouse, and it caught a fish. I don't know if he caught the fish alive or it was dead floating, but this rat, I filmed it. It's a short clip. I'll send it to you, Shane. But it had the fish in its mouth, the rat. I was able to film it. I was like, whoa. I'll send that to you after the live stream, Shane. Hey Ginno, I'm taking you along for a 3.5 drive to Boston today. Visiting my daughter. Ooh, all right, Lucita, my good friend in Maine. That is awesome. I didn't know your daughter was in the Coast Guard. Oh, that's awesome. I'm sure you're proud. I'm sure you're proud of her. That is so awesome. That's cool. I have friends there in like the Boston area. My other friend, I'm trying to remember where. I know my friend Leo. He lives in the Boston area. My other friend, the two of them were roommates, but when we were at George Air Force Base. But we're all retired now. Of course, we're all like Leo's 60, and our other friends older than both Leo and I. They moved back to that area. So I always get messages. We always video chat with Leo, and he tells me about Boston. I'm hoping he makes it here next year. He said he travels all over the world. He likes going to resorts, so he's been looking at all our Boracay videos, and it's like, man, I need to visit that place. Love from Boston. All right, another person from Boston, man. That's awesome, man. Like I said, my good friend Leo, we've been friends for over 40 years. He's one of my closest friends. He used to be a counselor for the city of Everett in Boston. He was a Boston State, Massachusetts State trooper, and he got shot in the line of duty. So he's a hero. He's a hero. That's why how he got elected into office, and then he's retired now, but he just got another master's degree. I mean, he's just a cool dude. Leo's just a great guy. What a beautiful day here. Hope everyone is well today. Hello, everyone. Hey, I'm glad. It's going to be another beautiful day here too in Boracay. I mean, it's, like I said earlier, I'm just amazed how we've been getting great weather here. No rain the past couple of days. Sunny, almost like feels like summer here in Boracay. Safe travels, Lucita. Yep, safe travels. Thank you, HD. Safe travels, Lucita. HD peanut butter, hey, here again. All right, thank you, peanut butter travels. You always make it on the live stream. That is so awesome. Thank you for joining the live stream. Will do. Thanks. Yep. Be safe. Safe travels, Lucita, for sure. If you pay in advance for 1 year, do you get a discount? If you pay, I have to look up here what you meant here, Daniel, but here, everything you pay in advance here, if you're talking about rent or anything here, yes, you will get a discount. Like I said on previous videos, previous live stream, here in the Philippines, man, everything is negotiable here. You know, and a lot of times it's a handshake deal here. You know, it's like I said before, I have never signed a lease here. Never. My apartment here in Boracay, my apartment in Calibo for 4 years. I rented an apartment, never signed a lease here. Just because I don't want to get locked in on a lease. You know, it's like I always warn people about that, signing a 6-month lease or a 1-year lease here. You know, what happens when you have a bad neighbor that moves in? You get a neighbor that plays karaoke. You might move into a place and you like it and say, hey, I'm gonna rent, you know, I'm good here for a year. Next thing you know, a neighbor moves in next door to you that plays karaoke all day, all night. That will drive you crazy, you know. So, you know, that's why I like having the option of like month to month rent. And a lot of times when you rent here month to month, all you got to do is 1 month deposit, 1 month rent. Like my friend Ruben, I found him a studio apartment in Calibo, fully furnished, 8,000 pesos. All he had to do is pay 16,000 pesos, 1 month deposit, and then 1 month advance, and he moves in. And then when he moves out, gives his 30-day notice. When he moves out, he'll get the 8,000 peso back, you know. I know some people have said, you'll never see that deposit from people, but I've always gotten my deposit, you know, as long as you don't tear up their place, and when you move out, you clean the place, you know. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't get your deposit, your 1 month deposit. But you can pretty much get a disc, you know, that's one thing here, Daniel, like even at stores, even, I mean, you can bargain anything here. You can talk them into a disc, especially if you pay cash for anything. You can usually, like even for appliances, even for TV, if you go to an appliance, if you know, when I bought our TV, when I bought our refrigerator, there's always they'll put the price, but there's always a cash price. Like if they say 10,000 on this refrigerator, I always ask them, what's the cash price? Because there's always a cash price. That price, it's kind of like that sticker price, but that's not really the price. Same thing with the car. When I bought our car, they gave me since I bought the car cash, it was a 2019 Toyota Wigo. And at the time, I think it was like 620,000 pesos is what I paid. But they gave me like a 20,000 peso discount because I paid cash. So keep that in mind. Anytime you pay cash, you know, there's doesn't hurt to like ask like, what's the cash price? or can I get a discount? Those are some of the words that you got to throw in here, because the worst thing they can tell you is, no, no, sir, that's a fixed price. You'll hear that too. That's a fixed price already. That's our best price already. So nothing hurt, nothing gain. It doesn't hurt to like mention that if that's the cash price, or can I get a discount. Do you know if there's a minimum residency requirement to join PhilHealth? That I don't know, Southern Cal Benny. I would not think there's a minimum requirement, because the minute you enroll, you have to pay. And here in the Philippines, it's all about money here. And, it's like same thing with the visa. It's like I keep telling people, on the tourist visa, you can stay here up to 3 years. As long as you pay your tourist visa fee, they're going to let you stay here. It doesn't do them any good denying you, because, that's money on their pocket. It's like your first 30 days is free. The first extension here on the tourist visa is 30 days. My friend I took him here in Boracay. A good office here if you want to renew your visa here, tourist visa. Nobody there, air conditioned, nice office. They even had free coffee. They even had free chamomile tea. I was impressed. I was impressed by that office here in Boracay, immigration office here. But you get like a 1-month extension, and then after the 1-month extension, you can get 2-month extensions after that. The only office now that gives 6-month extension that I know of is the main office in Manila. The rest of the country here, the rest of the immigration office, satellite offices, they're only giving you 2 months at a time. The first extension is 1 month. After that, it's 2 months at a time. But man, as long as you're paying your fee, tourist visa fee here, they'll let you stay here. Even after the 3 years. Once you exit the country, come back, man, there's people on tourist visas here in Boracay that I've known for 14 years. They're still here. They're still on a tourist visa, man. Because it's the cheapest way still. Instead of processing all that stuff for SRRV that locks you down, and you got to put a money deposit in the bank. Tourist visa is still cheap, because for a year tourist visa, you're looking at $600 for the whole year. It kind of balances that out to like $50 a month. You just add that to your thinking, like a cost to live here in the Philippines. It's the most simplest way to stay in a country in Southeast Asia that I know of, because I know, like in Thailand, if you stay in Thailand, or even in Vietnam, they got some strange rules from what I'm hearing. I have to do my research now, but the Philippines is like one of the most relaxed tourist visa program in Southeast Asia. That's why a lot of people come here. It's not a hard process to understand and to maneuver. Yo, Ginno. All right, my good friend Tim from Las Vegas. What's up, Tim? Thank you for coming online. You're headed back today, right? Yes. We're gonna head back today, sleep at our house tonight at Camellia, then tomorrow head to the Canadian Beaver, sleep the night. We have reservations on Bye Bye Beach by the Canadian Beaver. And then after the morning, when we get up, we'll head back to Boracay again. So we'll be back here Sunday. Today is Friday, so we'll be back here Sunday, and then we'll have another, I think, 8 days till June 30, and then that's it. That'll be our 30 days in Boracay, and we've had an amazing time, man. It's like a best vacation ever. Heading to the Beaver, Ross. Yes, the Beaver for the 1-year anniversary of the Canadian Beaver. Thank you, Tim Arnett. Thank you so much, Tim. I'm sure it'll be a good day. It's like it'll be nice for us to see Mom again, and Leanna. We miss messing around with Leanna. But Dazzle and I will like giving Leanna a hard time, but all for fun. She's just a cool kid. It's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. I know, right, Daniel? That's how when I film, man, that's how I look at it, man. It's like, usually I can get away with it because like A lot of times, like on the buffet, like the biggest buffet, if I slick, I can't use a GoPro or I can't use a stick because the minute they see that, they know you're vlogging. But if it's just a phone, they're thinking that you're just taking pictures, and they're okay sometimes to taking pictures. But I know how to do it now. I know, like, you just gotta be fast. You know, you can't be like talking too much. You know, film it, stop, and then just like look around, see if there is security's like on its way. But I've been able to film, so I'm gonna try to film that Vegas buffet because I'm curious too. I want to see it. I want to see that. I mean, from their ad, it looks amazing, of course, because you know they got the prime rib. Somebody slicing the prime rib, juices coming out of the prime rib. They got the au jus sauce, man. So I'm like, I'm excited. I'm excited to try the Vegas style buffet at Mandarin Bay. Never, Dazzle has never been to a evening buffet. Nothing that fancy anyway. Like in Boracay, we've never had it. So thank you again, Daniel. We really appreciate it. Military fact. So film while you can. Yeah, bro. I'll film while I can. I'll film while I can, brother. HD concur that Dazzle makes a new improve. Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor. Having a rainy day fund, cash on hand is important to have due to ATM is tropical. Yes, yes. When we had Typhoon Ursula 2019, we didn't have electricity for 1 week. And we couldn't access money from the bank. You know, the ATMs in Calibo were all shut down. And then Typhoon Yolanda was even worse. That was in 2014. Those are the two ones that I remember that really affected us in Aklan province. Typhoon Yolanda in Calibo, we didn't have power for 1 month. You know, they finally got the ATM working. I remember using generators, and they figured out how to get, but it was a challenge. That's why now, you know, it's like I'm more prepared for something like that when if it happens again. You know, people still manage. You know, people had workarounds. I think at that time I ended up sending myself money, use and picking up the money at Palawan. Palawan here is like everywhere in the Philippines. Palawan is like a kind of like Western Union where you can send yourself money and pick it up at Palawan. I think that was how I got around. That was 2014. So that was, you know, there's more methods now. You know, in 2014, you know, it was a challenge. It was a challenge for sure because Yolanda did some damage. Typhoon Yolanda did some damage in the Philippines. Sophie, all right, Sophie. Thank you for joining the live stream, Sophie. Ray, hey, good morning, my brother. Are you driving? Yes, yes, I'm driving to Rojas City, man. Today, when we leave Boracay, we will take the ferry, and then from Katiklan, go home. It's only about an hour public transportation. I'm kind of worried, and I'm hoping I can find a deal with like one of the van. I might just rent the whole van and then tell Kuya to slow down. You know, they always worry me, man. Those L3 van, they just go fast. At least it's a good day. At least it's not raining. You know, the roads aren't wet. The minute the roads are wet in Aklan province, there's like accidents everywhere. You know, people just don't know how to slow down here, especially the public transportation. They just never know how to slow down. So at least it's a good day, sunny day today. But once we get home, we'll stay the night at our house tonight, Ray, and then tomorrow we're gonna drive to Bye Bye Beach. I'm gonna see your Olotoyan Island again. I'll walk Bye Bye Beach in the morning, Ray, and see your Olotoyan Island, and then spend the the happy hour. I'm sure happy hour to the evening time at the Canadian Beaver. We're looking forward to that. We always have fun there. Mike and Kat are good people. And then we'll see James and Karen, James and Karen Adventures. They're going to be there too. So we're going to get to hang out with friends. That's always fun. That's always fun to hang out with friends. I remember military term. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. Always have a backup. Yeah. I think Daniel, that's how we are built, in the military. We were built to have backup plans. I work medical readiness. My last 4 years in the military, I was in charge of medical readiness at Misawa Air Base Hospital. I taught a class in force protection. I deployed people everywhere in the world. Not just people, assets. I used to deploy medical assets all over the world. So I think we have that in us, being military. Hello po, good morning. Hello, Uno Vlog. Good morning, magandang umaga. Mayad nga agahon. We need to have a fishing day. Fish Friday. Hey, man. Every time Deza goes fishing, man, that tilapia goes on the frying pan. So that's not a problem. That's not a problem, Daniel. If we do a fishing day, Dazzle, Leanna, both of them, Mom, they all know how to gut fish, clean fish. I mean, it's like catch, gut them, clean them, fry them. We'll do that, man. That's easy. That's an easy one. We'll film that. That will be and I think we have filmed that. I have shown that on our Loola videos. And notice that y'all have lots of groupers. Here we can only fish and keep groupers 6 to 8 weeks of the year. Oh, okay. I mean, here in the Philippines, you pretty much, man, if you catch it, you can keep it. There's like they don't have those size limits or anything. Most people here, whatever you can catch, it's like you keep them. There's not a fishing license needed here. There's no people that's gonna check. I do know there's one fish that because I guess it's considered endangered. It's called a parrotfish. Really colorful fish, like multicolored fish, unique looking fish. It's called the parrotfish. And I know that's endangered, but unfortunately, when you go to the market, sometimes you see it. I'm like, I thought that fish was endangered. Why come you guys are selling it at the market? Hey, good morning, Biggies. Biggie support group. Got Mark. Good morning. Good morning, Mark. Heard group of big base drive found people, not Philippine people. If you have to get out of the Philippines. Let me see. Heard of a group. Big base. I don't get that. I don't get that, Mark, what you meant there. Sorry, Mark. What is the exchange rate over there? It's 57.30. Ooh, wow. That's even higher than here. Right now, well, last night anyway, I checked, it was 57.28. So that's like, that's even higher over there. Let me just run it real quick here on my phone. See, dollar to PHP. Ooh, it went up. It's now 57.38. So a little bit higher than 57.35. But it's been on an upward trajectory, like the past, I would say month and a half. Because it had dropped to 54, that's the lowest I've seen it in like a year. 54 was the lowest, but now it's like, it looks like it's gonna be like shooting up again, shooting up the exchange rate. As usual, always looking forward to seeing you. Oh, thank you, Lucita. So nice. Thank you. You're so kind. And I get to introduce you to my daughter once we get to Boston. Thank you. I would love that. Lucita. I would love that. Send me a picture of your daughter in the uniform, man. It's like, I know you're proud. Man. That's so awesome. Thank you, Lucita. Appreciate you, my friend. Appreciate you. Hey, yo, it's Mark Weens. I know who Mark Weens is, man. I know that guy, man. I watch him, man. He likes that chili. And I used to be like, really good at eating spicy food. I can still eat it some, but not as my taste, my tongue, everything changed. When I had radiation and chemo treatments on my neck. So it affected my salivary glands and everything. It affected that. So I used to be able to tolerate like really, really spicy food, and I loved it. But I can no longer. But I can still eat spice, but not as much that I used to. Do you think Wise is a good source to send? I think so. My friend Frederick, that's what he does. He has Wise, and now Dazzle. He helped Frederick open his Gcash account months back, about 6 months when Frederick was in Calibo. So he just transferred money now from Wise direct to his Gcash. So. From all I've heard, people using Wise, it's good. It's good because it's also, I think, a credit card, ATM. I have heard people saying that their Wise account was closed when Wise caught on that they're not in the United States, but I can't, I can't vouch for that because I didn't experience it. You hear about these things, but like you said, Daniel, the more options you have, the better. It's like if I was coming to the Philippines from the U.S., that would probably be one of my pick. It would be Wise. I would probably, I would have 2 bank accounts in the U.S., opening a Wise account, and then maybe another money transfer like Remitly or something like that, or that World Remit, the other place. Look for one that's got a good exchange rate, good fees, and all that. But the more ways you can get your money while you're here in the Philippines, the better. Tim, I prefer the series bus over the L3s. I have not ridden a series bus in so long because, like I said, I avoid public transport. Ever since we bought the car, November of 2018, I think our trip here was the first time I've ridden an L3 again, the L3 van. I just don't trust them. You see so many accidents on them. I'm a super careful driver. I'm like I drive super slow, defensive. I rather drive, but unfortunately, on the way back to our house, I gotta ride the public transportation for like an hour or so, hoping. We'll probably ride a van. Because they're the first ones coming off the boat, the ferry. I'll ask Dazzle if she. The bus usually, I know Dazzle gets dizzy on the bus. That's why. And Chloe seems to do well on the van. I don't know how Chloe's gonna do it in a bus because that tall bus, the Ceres bus, they kind of shake and they make sudden stops. That motion thing. I know that gets Dazzle dizzy. And then maybe even Chloe. I was a combat lifesaver in the infantry and was allowed to do. Yeah, man. I know you. That's rough, man. I know you had a tough job in the infantry, man. That's no joke. That you're a soldier, man, when you're in the infantry. Give IVs. Yep. Yeah, you're a combat medic, man. You're a combat medic, Daniel. My experience Wise is good backup only, as their fees can be high. Not be sure from US, but from Australia anyways. All right, thank you for sharing that, JB. I just sent your email a logo I was making while watching this live stream. See if you can open it. All right. Let me see. I can't open it here on my other phone because I don't think I'm logged into my Yahoo here, but I'm on the other phone. I will right after the live stream HD. I'll open that email. World Remit and Remitly still better than Wise. Oh, okay, good. I have to do research on World Remit, but I've been hearing people World Remit is like another one. How do you add dollars to your Gcash? Oh, that's easy. Like I mentioned, Daniel, here in the Philippines, they have places now here everywhere. At the sari-sari store even. That's where I load my Gcash. It's called cash in, cash out. You can either deposit money on your Gcash or you can withdraw from people. I can go to the sari-sari store here. And if I need 3,000 pesos, I can just send them, they can send me the money. I can, it's almost like an ATM. It's an ATM. But of course, there's a fee. Usually, very, very low though. Like the other day, I loaded my GCash like 5,000 pesos, about $90, and the lady charged me 30 pesos to load it. So, you know, Filipinos are very entrepreneurial. There are ways for them to make money because basically GCash is an electronic wallet. Like if I had money on my GCash on my phone, I can transfer that to anybody. To you, Daniel. I can just say, hey, pay me 20 pesos. I'll transfer you money. To your account. You could do that. You could cash in, cash out are everywhere in the mall, all over Boracay at the sari-sari stores. They've made it easy. 7-Eleven. You can load your GCash at 7-Eleven. Both load and take out money from your GCash. Alejandro. Oh yeah, man. There are some nice Mustangs here because there's a Ford dealership. There's Ford dealerships here everywhere in the Philippines. Rojas City has a Ford dealership, and Aklan Province, Dazzle notices it all the time because they're like, we would be on our tiny Toyota Wigo, and then we just see somebody go, you got that muscle car sound, like boom, flying by us, and it's a Mustang GT. It's like, and Dazzle's going, wow, look at that car. It's like, and of course, I didn't have the GT now. I just had the regular model when I was in the U.S., but I had a Mustang. I do miss it. I do miss having my Mustang, and I do miss. I used to drive all the time from Tucson, Arizona to Las Vegas, and if going up to Phoenix and then to Hoover Dam even, and then the highway in Nevada. And I pick up some stuff. I used to have those what's that, radar detector thing. So I used to get my Mustang up there driving. That was a fun drive because you don't see many cops. You don't see many cops on that road from Tucson, Arizona to Vegas. But I do miss it. Now I'm like I drive like an old man now. I drive slow. I drive careful. My reflexes aren't the same anymore. So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with my 3-cylinder Toyota Wigo hatchback. That's my ride now. Give some feedback on some of the changes you may want. It's similar to how I made my logo. Oh, thanks HD. I will. As soon as this live stream's done, I'm gonna message you. Look for my email. I'll answer you back. The Wise card is what makes it attractive option. I don't have one, so I don't know on the Wise card, but I know many people are happy. I know many people here, they have it. A lot of expats that I know here has the Wise card. Staring at the distance in front of the bus will help with the motion sickness. Sit in the front and watch the road far in the front. Oh, okay, good tip. Probably the same with seasickness. That's probably where that came from, HD. Oh yeah. Let me see. I'll see if Dad's okay. Babe, if you see this on the laptop, you can just go to Yahoo on the laptop. You might be able to open it. I'll try on the other phone, but I don't think I have it set up on this phone. Usually this other phone, I just use it for internet. That's why I'm probably not logged into Yahoo on this one. I should log it into Yahoo since combat meds are trained more than combat lifesavers. So, okay, all right, all right. PayPal in the Philippines. Yeah, PayPal. I used PayPal before, but I start getting IRS thing that regarding PayPal, so I just dumped the account. I just I said I don't need PayPal that much. That's why I switched to Buy Me Coffee. I started using Buy Me Coffee instead of PayPal. Yeah, it's not loading the Yahoo in there. I'll just check it. I'll check it. We're almost done anyway. I'm only like 10 minutes left on the live stream here, and I got to the bottom. I got to the bottom, so that's good. Let me see if I have any more notes that I want to like. I usually try to keep notes of like things to discuss when we run out of. The only other thing I was gonna discuss was like I got a question regarding province and city. It really I get a lot of questions about that because me, I chose the province to live in the province instead of a city. But that's really a personal choice because I know there's people that prefer the city, and nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of good cities. Iloilo City, I always tell people that's like the best city here in the Philippines. In my opinion, it'll be hard to find a better city here, organized, not too congested, all the Western conveniences in Iloilo City. People like Cebu City, but I've been hearing a lot more people, it's like moving away from Cebu City because it's the traffic and the congestion. But the couple of times that Dazzle and I went to Cebu City, I like it because I like coming in on Mactan Airport, the view of the water, and I like that vibe that anywhere you're in Cebu City, you can see the ocean. Always like that vibe. I think it's getting ready, or she fell asleep. All right, no worries. Oh, new sub. All right, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. Let us know what kind of grilled seafood the Beaver is. Okay, I will. I'll try to film that. Whatever, if grilled seafood that they are offering at the Canadian Beaver. No worries, Daniel. I'll get their menu, or I even try to sneak in with the chef. It's like maybe Michael will let me film like how they cook their grilled seafood. True, I like Cebu. I came from Cebu. Yeah, yeah. It's like Cebu, I like it just because of that vibe. Because it's, the bay is big, that big bridge, that's the one I went over that bridge. And I like it, like the mall is even, it's got a view of the ocean. To me, anytime I see the ocean, anytime, it involves water, just enjoy the place more. If I had to pick, if you're gonna make me live between Manila and Cebu City, and I was born and raised in Manila, I would pick Cebu City hands down. Still, Manila would be my last choice of a city to live here. Maybe not, I haven't lived in BGC, but to me, BGC it's too expensive anyway. I know that's a place where that's like we couldn't afford BGC. Many thanks, many thanks. All right. Yeah, baby. Oh, that's the thing. Okay, all right, HD. Dazzle. This is on Dazzle's phone. I see the Dazzle TV. I like it. I like that. That's a cool logo, man. I'll probably end up using it if you don't mind. I know you send it to me, man. Hope this is not trademark, HD. I'll use it on some of our, maybe on our cups, maybe add it on our videos. Put it on our videos. You'll see your logo. But I like it. Thank you so much, HD. Thank you for taking the time to do that, my brother. I know, it's like I really appreciate you. My brother. If James and Karen get a cattle farm going, they may start grilling. Ooh, wow, that would be awesome, man. Yeah, because they do have beef. I mean, I've seen cattle. I see cows in Aklan. I can't wait to see James anyway. Me and me will chit chat for sure at the Canadian Beaver. I have not seen James since the wedding, so it'll be nice to just hang out, be a relaxing environment, just chilling, just talking. But thank you for that logo picture HD. Appreciate that. But you'll definitely see that. You'll definitely see us use that. It will just surprise you. It'll pop up, it'll pop up on our channel. Thank you so much, my brother. All right, since Dazzle is awake, I'm awake, Chloe's awake. I'm gonna end the live stream here. I got to the bottom anyway because we're gonna leave. We're already almost packed up. We're gonna leave to go home to the house tomorrow morning. The coffee with Gino. It'll be a little later. It won't be 5. It won't be 5. Maybe between 6 or 7. I'll start the live stream tomorrow morning. Lots of cattle I see in PH. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing with the cows here, man. They seem kind of bony and skinny. Yeah, you don't see fat cows in the Philippines, man. I mean, they're grazing now. Don't get me wrong. They're grazing out there on fields usually. But I agree. I don't see many fat cows here. You know, it's they don't. They're kind of bony and skinny and old looking too. I guess because and I've never been to a dairy farm, you know, so that's one thing. That's one thing I'd like to find. I know there's a guy in Antique because my friend Larry, he owns a resort. He's getting his supply of fresh milk, actual milk from a cow. You know, he doesn't buy from the grocery like I do. But the guy lives in Antique somewhere, so I'll have to start. You know, one of the things I wanted to see because I've never seen like a dairy farm here in the Philippines. I never seen a cow that produces milk here. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Thank you, Thank you, HD. Thank you, and we will have a great, we will have a good day, and we'll travel safe. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining the live stream. Really appreciate your time. You know, I know everybody's busy, and it's like, but I appreciate your continued support of our channel. It's just awesome. Take care and God bless everyone.